It's very useful. Okay, so yeah, I'm sharing with you this presentation about business automation with software, hopefully, and that's the purpose of this presentation, is that you find insights that are actually practical and actionable. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want you to find useful things. Feel free to be curious about the tools I'm going to mention here. Also, if you have any questions, please do ask them. Maybe it will benefit not only you, but also other people here. And don't be afraid of doing that. And also raise your hand when needed. I'm going to try to be seeing you. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them and come back to you. So yeah, please do it. And hopefully I can see everyone. Okay, I'm just missing. Okay, if I do this, I can see everyone. Okay, so that's the purpose of this meeting. So who needs business automation and software in general? If your business, this is something I have found that is actually very useful. There are two types of ways to actually see if you're going to get benefited by business automation with software. So if your business is facing growth right now, if you're hiring someone, if you are splitting tasks between several people, software can be a huge benefit. That happens, and you will feel overwhelmed usually before actually having a tool to help you organize everything. So that's one reason you might need software soon. The other reason, it doesn't matter if currently your business is growing fast or not that fast. Automation can actually be pretty powerful when you're trying to attract potential customers. So that's probably where I'm going to focus more in this presentation, and on how can you actually use software and automate those tasks to attract potential customers. So yes, I probably know that most of you know that I'm a software engineer with more than 10 years of experience, but I want to mention that just for you to understand where I'm coming from, and actually if you have any questions, I'm very happy to share any information with you about what I'm speaking. Sometimes I will say and mention some words that you might not be familiar with, and please ask, don't worry. I will try to explain the best that I can. So for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to understand a business, your business, or anyone's business in general, like a two-piece machine. It has two parts: the funnel part and the operation part, where the magic machine does and delivers the value. So the funnel part, I don't know if any one of you is familiar with the marketing funnel. If you want to share anything about it, please do so.
You get a lot of leads and you put them in the funnel, and then you weed them out until you get like the really quality leads that come out the bottom.
Sure, that's awesome. Yeah, I see everyone here is familiar. Yes, please, Linda.
My marketing funnel starts off with a free gift. And so that kind of leads them into becoming a part of my community, my newsletter list, and so forth, so that then I can send information to them.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, so everyone here it's familiarized with the marketing funnel. That's awesome. And the second part, the operation part, is how you actually deliver what you're promising during your marketing, right? So that's the value that the customer is actually getting in exchange for money. So this picture attempts to focus the business like these two parts, the funnel and the operation, and that's I'm splitting it into these two parts because I'm talking about automating tools for the funnel and automating tools for the operation, because generally those things are you do them on different stages of the business. You generally automate the funnel before actually automating the operation, but it is very specific on every business, right? So yeah, that's on my experience about how it's how I'm trying to focus this like this to be useful, right? So I'm going to use this example in the presentation. It's a made-up example of a girl called Jessica, who's an expert in digital marketing, and she is the founder of Galactic Marketing LLC. She offers marketing services to businesses where she executes tailored digital marketing strategies and provides performance reports that serve as a roadmap for digital success, right? So that's Jessica's business for the examples I'm going to use. And there are two things here. Jessica has knowledge about how can she reach potential customers by showing ads on Google, and she knows that when people are searching for marketing services, it's useful to show those ads. She also knows that potential customers are open to learn more about how digital marketing can help them and the latest trends on digital marketing. So as you notice in this presentation, I have some words in orange and other ones in purple. So if I go back here into the previous slide, I'm identifying the purple ones as the funnel parts and the orange ones as the operation, right? So here in this example, basically Jessica is the whole operation. So, and she knows a couple of stuff that are going to be helpful for the funnel part. So let's talk about the funnel software. Automation tools can be divided as, I'm trying to divide them here into the funnel ones and the operations ones. The best results happen the more you know your ideal customer in funnel software. So the more you know, the more insights you have about your ideal customer, the more beneficial funnel software is going to be. So as Shanita was telling us earlier, yes, CRM. Can anyone would like to share what you know about CRM in general?
I literally was going to say, what does CRM mean?
Great. So Shanita, you know what CRM stands for, or what
Yeah,
can
I was
you
going to
share?
say he put it right there too. Customer relationship management system. That's basically what the CRM is. For you to put all your information in, and then there's so many that are out there, depending upon your industry or what you're looking for it to do. It could be as simple as you just want to use it on your desktop or laptop all the time, or if you want to be able to use it, on Android and iPhone, you want to have mobile usage. There's some that don't do that, and then there's others that do.
Yeah.
But there's just so many out there.
Yeah. The way I think about the CRM is you have a list of contacts of people that might be potential customers, and you classify them. This potential customer, it's the first time you talk to them, so or you interact with them, so you classify them, okay, this is the first interaction I have with this person, and this person is this and that, so that's the way you start classifying them. And based on what you know, you can add notes to all of your contacts and move them between all the stages you design in the softwares. So CRM softwares, as Shanita said, there are so many of them. And once you start seeing them, like, okay, I want a CRM for a specific industry, you will start to see more features that will benefit you more or less. And probably it's helpful if you do it that way. Like, okay, I'm on this industry, I want to try a CRM for this industry. So it's very helpful if you do that. I'm mentioning here a couple of examples: Salesforce, HubSpot. Those are huge examples of CRM softwares. They do so many things. Soho CRM, Odoo, but of course there are so many more. The thing with the CRM and the value that I want you to understand is that the heart of doing the stages on the funnel and having all that information organized is the CRM. So you can actually use your notebook or an Excel spreadsheet as your CRM? Yes, you can, but there is a downside to it, and that is if you want to share that information or with your team, like with more than one people, start adding information to that database, it's going to be hard. So that's why it's a good idea to explore different solutions. There are more complex ones and less complex ones. So yeah, I'm mentioning a couple of here. And yes, please, if you would like to try CRM, please do so. Do a little research on your industry, try a couple of demos before you actually buy any one of them, and see what fits for you and what works for you. Using paper is not bad. The problems of paper are, of course, others, because you can lose information. I mean, things happen to paper. When it's digitally, it's easier to share and you can work in teams easier. So that's regarding CRM. Remember, it's probably the heart of your funnel, because that's where you store everything, and that's it has more space than your mind, right? So you don't forget things about people. And yeah, remember that the CRM is for humans, right? So the whole purpose of doing all this effort is to be as human as possible with all the information there. And like, it's awesome when people remember your birth dates and that kind of stuff. And that's part of the relations sometimes some of our businesses have. So besides the CRM, we have a couple of tools that are more powerful and that are more automated. So there are funnel automation tools. I don't know if any one of you have ever heard of any one of those tools, like GetResponse, ClickFunnels. No? Okay. So, but I'm sure you have interacted with them. For example, when you visit, I don't know, there are websites, even like these ones like Salesforce and HubSpot. When you visit them, they try to share you like an ebook, for example. And in exchange for that ebook, they ask you to register your email, your name, and your phone number, for example. So that is done by these funnel automation tools, where you can actually create those websites, those landing pages, where you write down the information in exchange for whatever resource you're getting valuable to you. So that's one way they actually connect with you and start talking to you, having an automated conversation through emails, and that is done by these tools like GetResponse, ClickFunnels, and there are many others funnel automation tools. So yes, if you I'm sure you have interacted with them, and probably you have never used them as a user of those tools, but if you're curious to do so, please do so. GetResponse has a demo, and it's a free demo. You don't need to add a credit card. Probably you won't find it as easy to use, but there are so many resources on the internet that can help you out to start experimenting with them, right? So yeah, that's something I wanted to share with you. Besides that, content and value creation, if you're thinking about funnel automation, if you're thinking about sharing content that is valuable to your potential customers, of course, you're thinking about sharing blog posts or social media content or videos. So I wanted to talk a little bit about ChatGPT. It's probably the most heard AI tool that we are aware of, probably in business. Yes, last time I remember we spoke a little bit about it. Hopefully, Donna, you had tried it already. And basically, ChatGPT is very helpful as a tool to create content. Let's say that you have to be very careful about the content you create with that tool, because it's basically taking much of the information on the internet and creating content that not necessarily is what you're asking for from it, and sometimes it just messes up. So take it with a grain of salt, whatever content you're trying to create with ChatGPT. The best use that I have found for ChatGPT is to help me reduce the amount of work that I have to do with text. For example, I have a general idea of something that I want to write, and I tell ChatGPT to make it clearer or to make it easier to understand. And so ChatGPT returns the same idea that I'm trying to explain, but in an easier to understand words or like easier to read. So it can be very useful for those tasks, as well as giving you ideas. Just remember that as broad as the information that ChatGPT is built from, the ideas you're going to get are probably very broad, not that specific or magical as you would expect, right? Besides that, of course, many of us use Canva. I'm pretty sure we do. It's a great tool for editing images and doing banners and all that kind of stuff, right? Also, I'm mentioning here a couple of tools for doing AI images. So we have DALL-E, Midjourney, and Firefly. There are several others. These tools are very similar to ChatGPT in that you tell them, you describe what type of image you want, and it will create it for you. And if you want a picture of a cactus, for example, you just tell them, okay, I want a picture of a cactus that is color green and it's in a pot, and it will give you a picture of a cactus with all the descriptions that you're telling it to build it from. So it's like having not very smart people who's drawing for you, but you can do many things. You can have like good prompts. That's how they're called. The text that you're inputting there. That can be very beneficial for whatever you're trying to achieve. So that's for content and value creation. You can actually write ebooks using ChatGPT. For example, let's talk about Jessica. That's my example here. So she knows that potential customers are open to learn more about how digital marketing can help them. So she might decide to create a workshop. And she can create a workshop, a landing page for the workshop with any of these tools, and with GetResponse, ClickFunnels, and the content of the workshop can be done with Canva, the presentation, she can record it, and I don't mention it here, but for example, there are some softwares like Odoo that can help you having course software where you can store all the videos and the materials for your students, so that when they sign up in any of these tools, they can actually access the content in there. So all these softwares that I'm mentioning here can be related somehow, can be integrated, so that whatever you do with the CRM makes sense to whatever you're doing with your funnel automation tools, and whatever you're doing for creating the content, you can use these tools, right? So so far, how are we? Am I being clear? Yeah? Okay, great. And of course, I wanted to mention automatic interaction tools. Chatbots have been around for like several years now, and probably sometimes we suffer with them, like we're trying to get to customer service, but sometimes they're useful too. For example, a great use case for funnel software with chatbots is actually to answer frequently asked questions, right? So if you're offering a service, and people are asking the same questions over and over and over, sometimes having a chatbot is very useful, connected to your Facebook page or Instagram page. Can be very useful. So there are tools for actually you creating them without knowing how to write code, like ManyChat, Chatfield. You can design a chatbot and connect it to your social media, right? So yeah, I wanted to mention these softwares that you can use for funnel. In general, if you want to try something and not get overwhelmed by everything, start with a CRM. Start with a CRM, create whatever process makes sense for you, design a funnel, and once you are good with that, you can start using other tools or hiring someone that can help you building everything that can be more automated, right? But once you have a funnel and you see it working, it's easier to think about how can we automate this. So yeah, that's for the funnel software. Any questions so far? No?
No, but I just wanted you to know you have 5 minutes left.
Okay.
On your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Okay. So finally, we have the other part, right? The operation software. So we already spoke about the funnel automation. That's basically automating the marketing process of the business, right? And the operation software, the heart of the operation is the ERP. That stands for Enterprise Resource Management Software, and it's for managing resources within the business. So when do you it makes sense for starting to automate the operations in a business? Is you can identify it, you need it when you're feeling overwhelmed by all the work that has to be done and the information that needs to travel between everyone to get it done. So an example of that is I have one of customers recently told me, okay, I have a warehouse where I have so many products there, and I have the sales team, and okay, the problem is that the information of the warehouse, the only person that knows it, it's me. So if everyone's trying to sell something, it's like, where do they have to call me? and so he actually needed a software to store the information of what's in the warehouse, what's the price of it, what's the selling price, how many items are there, categorize them. So that can be done using an ERP software. And you can identify you're in need of operation software because you start having communication problems with your team. You start having, everyone is like, okay, the customer said this, and we had a problem, and nobody knows who's responsible for what, and problems start to arise. And an ERP or a software that manages all this information, communication, and resources is very helpful for that, because you're storing, for example, the sales, you're storing the services that are sold to your customers, for example. So in general, that's when you need operation software. So a quick couple of tools that I would like to mention is for communications. Probably you have heard or used Slack. It's pretty useful to communicating with a team. Custom forms and surveys, like for example, let's get back here with Jessica. She's growing, and many more people are helping in digital marketing to their customers. So she wants to know how good the service is, and she can create a survey about customer satisfaction for the service using tools like Google Forms, Typeform. And also, I want to mention a couple of tools that are very useful here. That, for example, businesses hiring a software developer can be expensive, right? So there are tools for doing forms and small applications. That's probably the need of many businesses to solve a specific need. For example, if you're hiring people and you want to have a list of all the people that is in your business, and you want to have a form where you can take the picture and all the information that you actually need from the people you're hiring, you can you can create a custom form in Airtable where you can tell that you want to store a picture, that you want to store a file, and it will automatically create a screen for you to have in your smartphone where you can actually fill out that information and have rules for that, and that way it becomes easier without hiring a software developer that can be expensive. And also, once you have all of this or several tools, you will probably need reporting tools. There are many other, and I wanted to mention a couple here. Metabase and Power BI, they are tools to help you visualize data from any other software in an easy to understand way. So you don't have to be an expert on data. So that's the information I wanted to share with you. hopefully you're curious about some of this software. So in conclusions and for wrapping up, funnel tools are very useful, and they are way more useful the more you understand your potential customer. Operation tools are most useful the more complex the operation gets. The more complex your business gets, operation tools are better for you. Where should you start automating? Where it brings quick, impactful results. There are so many tools out there, so please don't reinvent the wheel. It's cheaper to actually find a tool and see what suits for you than actually building something from the ground up. Automation is specific to each business, and of course, if you would like to explore, solve doubts, or discuss specifics, I'd be very happy to help you out. Of course, is no strings attached meeting. I just want to help you out. Genuinely, I would be very happy to guide you for 30 minutes. I'll be very glad to do it. I'm very happy to share my experience with you guys and be part of 7. So that's it. Thanks for listening to me, and hopefully it was useful for you.
Thank you, very useful. I got a lot of notes.
Oh, of course, I'm going to share this presentation through the email, so feel free to share it with anyone that might need it.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Boris? Do me a favor, Boris, will you stop sharing the screen so we can get everybody on the one screen again?
Yes.
There we go. Thanks.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
You know what? I'll ask you for even like for the CRM. So, when you're looking at something, but you kind of don't know what you don't know, or what you might, you might think of something later on. What would be your best advice, I guess, for picking? And I'll start off with the CRM, because you had that on there first, and that's what I was talking about too.
So the general advice there would be like, okay, so there is a CRM software, right? There exists some type of software. So the first thing that I will do is I will start searching CRM for your specific industry, like a CRM for this and that, and do a quick Google search and find what are the most common results you find. Like you can do that also in social media, like if you have Reddit or something like that, you can search also there and see what people are saying. And once you spot a couple of ones that you are that you find interesting about the features, find and try if they have a demo. If they have a demo, the software is usually better. That's in general. If they offer a free demo, that's because the software is probably good and you're probably getting a good piece of software. So yeah, do that, and try and do the basic steps with the software, and you're going to find yourself at home eventually. Like you should try like 2 or 3 tools, and you will see like, okay, this is way better than this one. So yeah, that's the general advice for any type of software, and yeah, in CRM you're gonna find a whole lot of tools. So yeah, try to find the ones that have a demo, and a fast demo that doesn't require a credit card. The less steps that they need you to fill out, it's probably the better software they're getting to you.
Okay.
Good information.
All righty. Thank you.
Anyone else? Boris, thank you very much for sharing all that with us. We really do appreciate it. Like I said, I took lots of notes, so this is good. And I'm not tech savvy in any way, so I always need lots of help. So you gave a lot of information and a lot of things that I had heard about, but I haven't tested, and now I'm gonna have to go